Well, this is unique to me. I'm making change happen. I'm going to make a video blog. So that's my change because I've never done it before. The NHS is just about to start on the 13th of November for a week, NHS Fab Change Week. What does that actually mean? What does change mean? Well, I've been in the NHS now for some 37 years. Yep, I know I don't look that old, but trust me, 37 years. I started back in 1980 at Leicester General Hospital as a trainee chef, just straight from school. So what changes have I seen happen? Well, I can remember the very first week in the NHS, people were saying it needs more money, it needs more staff, there's too many patients. Here we are 37 years later, we're still saying we need more money, more staff, and there's a lot more patients being treated now than there was back in 1980. So what happened? Well, let's face it, we've changed. We change every day. Things evolve. Yes, the NHS needs more money. We're not going to shy away from that. But at the moment, we've got to make do with what we've got. And that means doing things better. Changing things for the better. For me, I'm not a nurse. I'm not even a doctor. I'm a facilities person. My focus is on facilities management. My passion, of course, and everybody knows that, is catering. Because I'm a chef by trade. So what has actually changed for me in those 37 years? Well, besides, I did learn to cook, so that was a big change. No, seriously, I could cook in any case. Maybe people will argue with me on that one, but that's another day's debate and another blog, I do feel. For me, things have changed radically. I can remember my first day in the NHS, mopping buckets. Now we use microfiber and less water. We use bleach. We don't use bleach now so much. The thing that has probably not changed is the people. Because we don't change. Yes, there's different people, we evolve, we do different things, there's different methods. But the one thing that hasn't changed is the people and the passion behind the people to want to serve and do things better for the patients we all serve and for their friends and their staff and their colleagues they work with each day. That'll never change. That is something that evolves. But how has things changed? People say change is difficult. Yes, change is difficult. But you have to embrace it. And to make it happen, you've got to have a great culture. You've got to make a culture of people being allowed to do things. You've got to have great leaders who will lead and not micromanage you. Be allowed to flourish. Be allowed to do and try things. As long as they never impact on patient safety, and that's the same in facilities. Nobody's going to stop you wanting to make that change. They certainly never stopped me, and I was Mr. Innovation himself. I would change things and try things differently and explore. I guess that's the chef in me, because one thing chefs do is explore and innovate. And over the years we have. Let's just take some of the things we've seen. Surgery. I can remember my dad going in for a simple operation back in 1970. Now, in those days, he was in for 10 days. 10 days. And all it was, and I'll be honest with you, it was a vasectomy. Now, 2 weeks ago I dropped a friend off. He was in for probably 1 hour. He walked out and he's back. He was back at work 3 days later. But that's how things change. But let's look at why we need change. We need change to adapt, to make things better for ourselves, but to make things better for the patients we serve in the NHS. For me, it's not about doing it and being told to do it. It's about leading and wanting to do it. And that's why change happens. I've always pledged to make change happen, and I hope on NHS Change Week you make those same pledges. Because remember, your small pledge, no matter how small it is, will make a ripple. That ripple will grow as it grows outwards. And change will happen. You're the person who's got change in your hands, nobody else. And I always realise that. And please, I'm only a humble person, but I would like everybody to make the change to happen. Let's look at catering. Microwave ovens, that was a major technology. And when I first started, people, you can't have microwaves. Oh, they're dangerous. Now they're an everyday part of life. Could you do without your microwave oven? Some people will say they've never had one, but the ones who have, would you do without it? Because I know I wouldn't. We look at the way we cook things. And why has change happened? Well, change has happened for various things. Change happens to save energy, induction in catering. Microfibre in cleaning. It's more efficient, it takes less water, it's more sustainable. So again, change happens because we want different things to occur. But change doesn't have to come with a plug on it. I was once told, wrongly, that innovation won't work because it's not got a plug on. I argued, it doesn't need a plug. Innovation is about the smallest or the largest thing. That makes a difference. But we have to ensure the culture is right to make that change and not to have the fear of doing it wrong. Let's face it, we all do things wrong in life. But making sure that we learn from them and make it better is what we all want. But for me, there's one word I do not like, and that's the word impossible. I like to see I'm possible. That's what we should be saying. That's possible. I am possible about it, not it's impossible. If 100 years ago I was making this video blog and said I'm going to sit down in my office to make a blog, people would have said, that guy's got a bit funny. It'll never happen. I'd have probably been locked up. But let's face it, here I am making a video blog, my first one, probably that you'll all laugh at. Hopefully you'll tell me even more. I would like to do one again, to show you the passion, to show you that change is in your destiny. You can make change happen. And I beg you all, during Change Week, make those pledges. Doesn't matter how big, how small, how tiny you think that change is. That tiny change will make a difference. It will make change happen quicker. And the NHS needs you to make those changes. So please, listen to what this humble chef's saying to you. Make those pledges for the benefit of your patients, your staff, your visitors, your colleagues, but above all for yourself. The smallest change makes the biggest difference. I thank you for listening to this video blog. I know it's short. I know I rant. I know I go on. But remember two things from it. Nothing's impossible, and you've got the process to make the change happen. Thank you for listening to me.